evening. It's February 27th, 2016, and we're here at the Cross Insurance Arena for tonight's boys Class AA basketball final action between the South Portland Red Riots and your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz along with Frank Myatt and Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV 3 Sports, joined as always this year by Mike Hoffer of The Forecaster. Mike, this is Portland and South Portland's 223rd meeting. 121, Portland has won. 101, the Riots have won. The Dogs come in tonight 19-1, ranked first. South Portland 12-9. Tell us about South Portland this year. What a run they've had.
Yeah, you know, they've really been a Jekyll and Hyde team. They started 7-2, kind of the team you expected. They were very highly touted in the preseason. Then they lose 7 out of 9 against a really tough closing schedule. So everyone thinks going to the tournament they're not going to be a factor. But talking to their coach, Kevin Millington, late in the year, he said we're right where we want to be. We're very confident. We like this region. We like our odds in this region. Sure enough, they turn it on. They have an impressive quarterfinal win over Sanford. They knock off the top seed Thornton Academy. And then in the regional final, a thrilling regional final, they beat Massabesic to get to this state game. So for the first time ever, we're going to have a South Portland state final. Pretty exciting stuff, historic stuff.
Really amazing. Well, does the first game this year in which Portland won 68-30, and it really wasn't much of a contest with only Jack Fiorini in double figures for the for the Red Riots, but does that foretell anything about what's going to happen tonight?
Well, I think what we have to go by is Portland has a big psychological edge on South Portland. Just the fact they've beaten them handily twice. And I think the same thing applied with Deering. You saw Deering was the second best team in the state, except when they played Portland. So I think we're going to find out early if South Portland has the mental fortitude to hang in this game. If they do, that they might make a game of it in the second half. Jack Fiorini's had a great tournament. He's playing well. He's a big body. He can do a little bit of everything. But keep an eye on Roe Bowl. He had a fabulous regional tournament run. The key for the Red Riots is their outside shooting. If their guards can hit some threes, if they don't turn the ball over, if they stay out of foul trouble, South Portland will stay in this game. I think it's critical for Pelletier and DePaulo and Riley Hassan off the bench to make some shots.
Thank you, Mike. Well, Frank, we've heard that, Portland has beaten South Portland twice this year. They beat Deering twice this year and really took care of them in tremendous fashion in Augusta. But tonight, Portland's Big Four have to come through, don't they?
Oh, most definitely, Steve. This is a game where you have Portland, who's been the best team all season, hands down. South Portland absolutely caught fire, as Mike said, during the tournament, whereas Portland wasn't really pushed in either of those games. Portland outscored its tournament opponents 140-82. So really no real contest from Deering or Edward Little, whereas South Portland has won close, they've won ugly, and they've won big in this tournament. So the key for Portland, I would say, is to push tempo, really control the ball, and definitely make South Portland play their speed rather than let South Portland slow the game down.
Folks, it's Amir Moss, Teron Moss, Griffin Foley, Joe Esposito, Charlie Lyle, the starting five, and a whole host of terrific players for Portland High School against an up-and-coming South Portland team. Who's going to take home the gold ball? We're going to bring you all of the action in a moment. Folks, we're live with Peter Gribben on the microphone, venerable Portland High School announcer extraordinaire, historian extraordinaire, here at the Cumberland County Civic Center. He called the girls' game, too. We had a chance to watch that game where Gorham defeated Edward Little.
As we see John Williams salute the crowd as he runs out. Williams, a senior, playing his final game for the Dogs. And polar opposite, Pedro Fonseca, only a freshman, yet getting ready to suit up and step on the floor for this state championship. Number 10, Quinn Clark, taking the floor. 5'9" sophomore, along with Manny Hugo. As we've said many times, Steve, well-known soccer player as well. Ben Fisher, 6'2" center, taking the floor. He's followed by number 15, 5'9", John Bento. Ethan Hoyt, number 22, plays defensive end on the football team. Trey Ballou, Another freshman, number 23, 6'4" center. And Simon Chadbourne, yet another freshman. Got a feeling we'll see him shooting a lot later in his career. And last but not least, number 33, 6'4", Ben Griffin, taking the floor. For the Red Riots, number 1, senior Tom Hodgkins, 5'7". Mike Kilmartin, number 12, senior guard. Noah Malone, number 15, a sophomore guard. Liam Coyne, number 21, also a sophomore guard. Number 30, DeAndre White, 5'8", junior guard, taking the floor. Drew Abramson, number 33. Riley Hassan. Joe Matumbo, number 31, taking the floor. As is number 40, Cameron Delisle, a junior forward, 6'4", for the Red Riots. As we move to the starting lineups.
Griffin Foley, number 20.
And we have Jordan Jackson, number 34, senior forward. We'll see him inside a lot for the Riots tonight.
Joe Esposito, number 21.
We see Ray Bowl taking the floor for South Portland.
Charlie Lyle, number 32, center. The top rebounders of the team.
And we see Jack Fiorini. There's going to be quite a bit of height at center court for this handshake, Steve. Fiorini, he's 6'5", forward.
Number 2 is Teron Moss, averaging almost 15 points a game for the Dogs.
And Sam DePaulo, senior co-captain, charging out for the Riots.
And number 4, the leading scorer for the best team in the state to date, Amir Moss, averaging 19 points a game.
And for the Riots, number 11, Pelletier, senior co-captain, 6'4" guard. We'll shake the officials' hands. Neto, Soroy, and McInnes are the officiating crew tonight.
A great rendition of the national anthem from the Portland High School Band, led by Jane Sawtell. We'll bring you basketball championship action in a moment.
As Coach Russo giving his team some final instructions before we take the court for this action. The last time South Portland won a state championship in 1992, an epic 5-overtime battle with the Bangor Rams that the Riots were victorious 81-79. For the Bulldogs, we only have to go back 2 years for a 54-40 drubbing of Hamden Academy.
It's going to be a jump in the middle. It's going to be Bowl versus Lyle. state championship action now. The ball is out of bounds. It'll go to, well, we'll see.
It should be Portland's ball.
And it is. Well, there's going to be a conference. So Griffin Foley now will take the ball in. The Portland Press-Herald did a nice piece on all of the teams coming into the finals, and they interviewed Griffin Foley for that one, and he just is such a great role player for this team, does whatever his coach asks of him.
South Portland out in a 2-3 zone with Ray Bull up top. Coach Russo said earlier in the week that he expected to see a little 2-3, 1-3-1, and it's even some matchup zone from the Red Riots.
Oh, high up by Griffin Foley. It'll be Portland ball. It's a good call.
Coach Millington is not at all happy. He thinks he had the best view, and it was right under his nose. We'll have a conference between Neto and Soroy, and they will rule South Portland ball.
Yeah. So taking the ball in will be Matt Pelletier now, and Portland is going to press.
And Portland has to find a way to speed this game up. South Portland's modus operandi should be to play very, very patient basketball, work their offense, and try to take only the highest percentage shots. They're a big team. They'll shoot well from 15 feet in, and that's going to be a key for them.
So now Pelletier with the ball. He's got Bull on Esposito, and Esposito grabs the ball.
Nice block by Joe Esposito, and he turns it over.
Steal. So that was a quick little exchange of turnovers. It's 0-0. We're a minute into the game. Teams sizing each other up here.
The two teams know each other well. First time in recent memory, Steve, that we have teams playing a state final that have met in the regular season. Don't often see that with the old East-West alignment.
No, very, very interesting observation, Frank. Tehran, oh my goodness, goes through, but it doesn't fall. The rebound will come to number 34, Jordan Jackson.
Right idea by Tehran, trying to penetrate and get the layup, just couldn't get it to fall.
This essentially the battle of the bridge for the championship. And that's going to be a South Portland turnover.
South Portland cannot afford those unforced errors. Tennis term, Steve, but still no Portland defender really forcing a bad pass. Just not a good look for the Riots. They're going to stick with that 2-3. Now they're going to shift to a 1-3-1 zone with DePaulo up top.
Not really easy for the Dogs to move it inside, though. Great defense by South Portland.
And South Portland has long arms. They're a big team. They're going to try to really pack that defense in, force Portland to shoot it from the outside in this new sightline Civic Center.
Amir, oh my gosh, off balance, but once again, Jackson there for the rebound. 0-0, folks, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first quarter, and great defense. What a great play by Griffin Foley.
Nice steal by Foley, able to jump the passing lane and get it to Lyle.
Esposito out to Tehran for three. Does not hit, but Amir is there, and underneath. And he doesn't hit, but he follows it himself with 2 rebounds in that series, and a 2-0 Portland lead with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, a little bit of a scoreless drought to open up, which definitely is what South Portland's looking to do. South Portland, I think, would like to see this game finish with the winning team scoring under 55 points, whereas Portland would like to get that total right up into the 60s or even 70s.
Here's Jackson now underneath.
South Portland playing Jackson outside, trying to draw Charlie Lyle out of the middle.
I meant getting the ball underneath, but quickly out again. Here's Bull, and he'll hit the 2. So it's 2-2 now with 4 minutes, 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Tehran Moss now just outside the 3-point line.
South Portland sticking with the 1-3-1. I expected to see Bull up top on that 1-3-1, but instead they've had DePaulo up there. They're kind of sacrificing Bull's length a little bit.
I should say that's a major league. I think that's an NBA 3-point line, and then ours is at the top of the key here.
Yeah, they have all 3 3-point lines. Collegiate men's.
Oh, look at that play by Charlie Lyle, started by Amir Moss. And then, oh my gosh, he gets swatted away by Jack Fiorini.
Fiorini making his presence known early. 6'6" Syracuse lacrosse commit.
Great defense by Griffin Foley on Matt Pelletier.
And we're going to have, I believe, a blocking foul.
Yeah, and that is a good call, folks. Not just because it went against South Portland and we're the Portland Public Schools Network, but because, I know position isn't the only thing anymore when you're looking at a player control foul, but it looked like he was, going in there for position and still moving when he fouled.
Well, a lot comes into who gains the advantage as well.
That is Joe Esposito. Not such a great shot, the first one, but he'll just go up and get it again and put it in. 4-2, 3 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first quarter. I dare say this is one of the lowest scoring first quarters in the tournament.
And certainly Portland's lowest scoring first quarter.
Oh, what a block by Charlie Lyle, again.
And Lyle making his presence known. Muscling up the lighter Ray Bowl.
Joey Esposito skies for that, fakes up and in. He is doing it himself, folks. It's 6-2, and there's already a timeout.
And we have a 30-second timeout by Kevin Millington. And he's probably going to try to get his team calmed down. A little quick 4-0 run for the Dogs here. With Esposito on a personal 4-0 run.
And now the Dogs will basically huddle. Just the players on the floor right now with the Portland coaches.
And short timeout. Just a couple adjustments to be made. I'm sure Millington's trying to stem any momentum shifts that Portland may have. The Dogs are a team that can run up a bunch of points in a hurry. And we'll see South Portland out in a 2-2-1 half-court press. A little zone press. They're going to try to trap in the corners after South Portland advances.
Ball breaks it up and in. That was a nice bucket, folks. Great athleticism on the part of Ray Bull.
South Portland did a great job on breaking that press. Got the ball to the corner. Bull streaked up the middle and was able to get the two.
Hassan on Esposito.
And South Portland run a little matchup zone here. And you see players pointing and passing their defenders off, and they'll cause a turnover right there with Fiorini with the steal.
Well, that was tough to pass into that kind of traffic. And South Portland has been doing a great job. DePaulo now off to the right here to Pelletier.
And we'll have a foul underneath. I believe it'll go against Amir Moss. You say they got a little too much of number 35, Riley Hassan. It'll be Moss's first foul and Portland's first foul.
Gorham had beaten South Portland, I believe, in the girls' Western Maine, the girls' Class A final, where Hassan's sister, I believe, plays for South Portland.
I believe she does. Hassan, traditional South Portland name.
For three, Hassan, and he hits it.
Not afraid to let it go.
And it's like he knew it. It's 7-6. The Riots have a 1-point lead. There's 1:45 seconds left in the first quarter.
South Portland sticking with that matchup zone.
I think the interesting fact here is we're just a couple of years removed from a Highland at South Portland when you would have expected the team to be in the finals.
Well, and they did with Tanner Highland as a senior. They actually knocked off the Bulldogs in a very exciting Western Maine semifinal game.
Oh, come on, Griffin Foley. That was lights out.
And not the traditional rebound and two that you typically see. Foley sticking a jumper.
Yeah, that was a nifty bucket by Pelletier. No call on either side when Ben Griffin went down. No foul on Pelletier or Griffin called. Griffin Foley from the corner for 3.
A nice look by Teron Moss to find Foley in the corner.
What is so great, I mean, absolutely fantastic about this Portland team. If Teron isn't hot right now, get it to Griffin Foley and he'll do it. If he isn't hot, get it to Joe Esposito. Amir, consistently good.
Portland can beat you so many different ways. We'll have a travel call for South Portland's 4th turnover of the night. We'll see Pedro Fonseca check in for Moss. Wise coaching move by the veteran Joe Russo. Knows that Moss has 1 foul and doesn't want to pick up a cheap one with under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. And South Portland, I believe, has shifted to man here.
Well, the switch is on, and there's Ben Griffin open under. Doesn't fall, and the rebound will come to Rue Bol.
Right idea, trying to get it inside to Ben Griffin.
They got 3 seconds to put it up. Bol does. It doesn't fall. That'll be the end of the quarter with the Bulldogs in front, 11-9.
And
so
we have 11-9 Portland.
Right, and the scores for Portland, high scorer is Griffin Foley with 5, Joe Esposito with 4, Amir Moss with 2.
And for South Portland, Ray Bull has 4, Matt Pelletier 2, and Riley Hassan 3. Definitely a South Portland quarter, keeping that score under 15 for the first frame.
DeAndre White, number 30, has come into the game. He's covered right now by Teron Moss. Double
Portland,
team there.
Portland running a 1-2-2 half-court trap here. White launches it from way outside.
Oh, Griffin's going to get called with the foul on Fiorini, who got the rebound.
And a good foul if it really prevents that that layup for Fiorini. Doesn't get much higher percentage than 2 feet away, Steve. So they'll send him back to 15 feet and see what he can do from there.
So Charlie Lyle will check back in for Ben Griffin, and Sam DePaulo.
Yes, number 3, DePaulo did check in.
Check in as well.
Fiorini wearing number 13, which is the traditional Highland number in South Portland, worn by both Highland brothers, Keegan and Tanner. Be South Portland ball off the Portland deflection. And a turnover.
Steal. Look at Teron. He's racing down the court, and it, oh my gosh, just doesn't fall tonight so far for Teron Moss.
Well, Moss has to get over that pretty quickly because Portland definitely needs him to hit his shots as well as create opportunities for his teammates. South Portland bleeding a little clock off here, running their offense through.
It's 11-10. The Dogs in front by 1. Fiorini on the outside of the arc here, looking for an NBA 3 almost, but thinks better of it.
We have 3 3-point lines here, Steve. The NBA line is the furthest outside. Collegiate men's, the next one in. And right at the top of the key is the high school boys and collegiate women's. So a lot of lines out there.
Oh my goodness, right. The black line, though, is the, at least we can tell, there's a little differentiation there.
And we'll have a foul on Esposito. I believe they're going to say that he got on Riley Hassan's back. And the Portland High School crowd is not amused.
Well, South Portland playing Portland very tight right now, with Portland just having a 1-point lead as Hassan's going to take it out with Griffin Foley on him. Jackson will handle it.
And notice Lyle's all the way out at the 3-point line. That is definitely what South Portland wants to see. The further they can get Charlie Lyle off the block defensively, the more open it's going to be for their big men to post up inside.
Oh, a bump, a block.
A great block by Charlie Lyle.
I think that may be his 3rd block of the night. Then Amir for three.
Great look by Amir Moss in the corner.
The first Portland points of the second quarter, 2 minutes into it. It's 14-10. 6 minutes left in the second quarter here. Bowl for two.
And South Portland not going away. They're going to answer everything Portland has.
Griffin Foley for three, and he hits it.
And Griffin Foley told me earlier in the week that he thought that a practice in here was worth more than 2 games in here for shooting. There's definitely a different place to shoot with different depth perception.
And evidently they got that opportunity?
Yes, Portland is the visiting team out of the region. Since they were in the North region, got a chance to practice here, whereas South Portland does not. They only have a chance to play here because this is their home region.
Oh my gosh, if that is not Alice in Wonderland, I don't know what is. That is...
Portland, a team that can walk to the Civic Center.
Look, I'm just going to say, Frank, game after game, you provide such interesting analysis and information. It's just really terrific for these broadcasts. What a great pass by Joe Esposito, but Hassan with a great dive.
Great hustle by Riley Hassan to prevent the layup. Esposito came up with the steal. Had a good look ahead. And Riley Hassan looking more like a hockey player there as he lays out to prevent the pass.
Lyle posting up and is fouled by Jackson. Skies to get the ball. He's going to shoot 2 here.
It'll be South Portland's second team foul. And it'll be Jackson's first. One of my good friends in high school, Mick DeStasio, told me that the Zamboni entrance end, which is the opposite end from where Lyle's shooting, is the better shooting basket. I'll take that for what it's worth. But as we see Lyle miss his free throw, personally, Steve, I don't think there's a good place to shoot in this venue.
No. I was surprised to learn that we thought Lyle had a really great shooting percentage for free throws, but it's 52% this year.
Well, he had some real struggles early in the year, Steve. If I remember correctly, down in the Expo, those first maybe 4 or 5 games, I'm not sure if he hit a single one.
Portland does open up a 6-point lead, however. 18-12 is your score with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. And Amir dives for that ball, and we'll see what the call is.
We're going to have a foul on John Williams, I believe. He's going after the ball, and they're going to say he landed on top of Riley Hassan. 4th team foul for Portland.
DePaulo will come out to get the ball. Teran will come out and defend DePaulo. Fiorini outside. Oh, Bull. Big arms. Doesn't fall. The rebound comes to Amir. He's tripped.
And still a good look for Bo as we're going to have a foul on this end. That's what South Portland's going to try to want to do, is get Bo the ball in a spot where he can definitely put up a quick shot as Fiorini picks up his first foul. South Portland showing 2-3 again. You see Portland try to work it into that free throw line area and down on the block.
Well, that was a forced pass, and it was handled nicely by Lyle from way downtown. Williams.
Fonseca, great awareness to come down with that board.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, it doesn't fall for the Dogs. So with, I don't know what the shooting percentages are, but Portland is somewhat cold in that regard, still with a 6-point lead.
Well, we're used to seeing Portland come out and just really scorch the nets. There's almost always seems to be someone who's shooting very well for Portland, be it Foley or Esposito or one of the Moss brothers. So we'll see what they can do in this new venue.
Millett goes up, it doesn't fall, and the rebound will come to Amir Moss. Excuse me, that was Pelletier, number 11.
Teran's going to come out and work a little bit of clock.
And speaking of clock, 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Joe Esposito set to check back in along with Griffin Foley, who've both had a nice rest here, a long stretch of rest.
South Portland matching up out of that 2-3 set.
Tehran now, over to Fonseca on the right side. Around the horn to John Williams, Charlie Lyle underneath, and we have a timeout. So with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left, the score is 18-12. Didn't seem like Portland was really working it in very well at that particular point. Coach saw something, wants to talk to his team.
Well, and again, it's one of those situations, Steve, where you have Portland, who's really definitely the favorite in this game, and South Portland is a zone team. And one way to slow down a fast team is to play a tight zone, which is what South Portland's doing, whether it's out of that matchup situation or just a straight zone. So Portland, conversely, even though they're only up 6, they can bleed off 40, 50 seconds at a time and maintain that 6-point lead, really work it inside for a great shot. But as we saw there, without communication, without good motion inside, they're just going to end up swinging the ball around the outside.
So here we go. Last 3 minutes of the first half. 18-12 is your score. Amir has to dribble between two very tall players and does it very successfully to open up an 8-point Portland lead.
Amir Moss working his way in against the vertically superior Bull. Able to muscle his way in there for the lay-in.
DePaulo now to Fiorini. It's been quiet this game. Hits the rim, and Amir Moss protects and rebounds. His 5th, I believe, of the game.
Moss is giving up 6 inches to Fiorini. He's doing a very good job as Fiorini comes up with a block there.
A great athlete and great athleticism by that athlete as Fiorini gets the block.
We're seeing a lot more of Riley Hassan than I expected personally, Steve. Hassan doesn't quite fit the bill of this South Portland team, although he is the best shooter on the floor for the Red Riots.
I just can't imagine covering Amir Moss. It's going to be a tall task for anybody. What a great pass underneath.
And that will be South Portland ball off the missed shot.
Once again, pressing is Portland.
And Portland showing man press, trying to keep the Red Riots honest here.
Bull floats it up and in. Well, he's been a one-man wrecking crew here as he's got 8 of South Portland's 14 points. 20-14 with 1.5 minutes left in the first half. Dogs in front by 6.
Bull's a dynamic athlete. I would say the best jumping ability on the floor for either team.
Doesn't fall. And a foul.
And I believe that'll be against Lyle. We'll see what official McInnes signals the table. And it will be 32. Charlie Lyle, his first foul, Portland's 5th. And we're almost through an entire half, so a very clean game so far with neither team in the bonus.
And John Williams will come in now to replace Charlie Lyle, as Lyle has just his first foul of the game.
Full court man coming out of the Dogs here.
And that's broken nicely. Fiorini to Bull. Stops, doesn't hit, and there's Amir Moss. What a play as he's going out of bounds.
And great body awareness by Moss as the Dogs give it away again.
Yeah, and here comes Bull underneath. That's a giant killer. Oh my gosh. Riley Hassan, what a gamer, folks.
Hassan right into the media table.
And he's okay.
Well, luckily he is okay. That's a very scary situation there. We see some media members' papers on the floor, right over by our friend Michael Hoffer, but luckily for Michael, a couple sections over.
Well, first the basket by Bull, and then the incredible hustling move there by Hassan has got to have this South Portland crowd fired up.
Definitely a momentum changing play. We'll see what they can do on defense, though.
Oh, Foley looking for Amir Moss. Didn't see it. Each team with 8 turnovers at this point. That's number 23, Ray Bull. Oh. Correction, Portland with 7 turnovers to date.
And Griffin out on Pelletier. Moss overplayed. Great hustle by Griffin to come back and pick up a steal there.
Yeah, and there's the pass and the great play. Moss to Moss. No Portland player in double figures yet they lead 22-16. 2 seconds, Teron puts it up, and it doesn't fall. So we're going to go to halftime with the Dogs in front, 22-16. The student section giving the players a hand as they leave the court. And we'll be back with a halftime wrap-up here in a moment. So Frank, Portland comes into this game ranked first, South Portland ranked fourth, but the score 22-16. What's up?
Well, this is definitely what South Portland wants. They want a low-scoring game, and they got it in the first half. They're really staying in the game with Portland. And in a game like this, a 6-0 run is a dime a dozen. That's just a couple quick baskets, throw in a turnover or two, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, they're right back in the game, tied or ahead.
This is more reminiscent of the first game against South Portland than the second game. Frank, I think you had a prediction in the first game, as I recall, that it would be South Portland. It could possibly be South Portland and Portland in the final.
Well, I'll give the credit to the Portland Press-Herald for that, because they had South Portland ranked number 1 and Portland ranked number 2 in the area. Certainly not the track that we expected the Red Riots to take, but like it or not, they're here, and so's Portland.
Folks, the scoring at halftime for South Portland first, Jack Fiorini with only 1 point, the leading scorer on their team. Matt Pelletier with 2, Riley Hassan hit a 3, and Ray Bull with 10 points, the only Red Riot in double figures. Portland, again, a 22-16 lead, nobody in double figures. We've got Amir Moss leading the team with 9, Griffin Foley with 8, Joe Esposito with 4, Charlie Lyle with 1. That doesn't tell the whole story about the Portland statistics, though, does it?
No, Charlie Lyle came up with 3 big blocks in that first half, really controlling the paint for the Bulldogs. And Amir Moss, to go with his 9 points, has 7 rebounds. On the team rebounding side, Portland has 12 rebounds, South Portland only 7, and they certainly have the height advantage over the Bulldogs. So I would look for Coach Millington's team to come out and try to really assert themselves with their height and long arms. Try to rip down some more boards.
It was a low-scoring quarter. Nobody really in foul trouble right now. We're looking forward to a very exciting second half, and we'll bring it to you in a moment. Okay, folks, we're back on. Steve Schwartz, Frank Myatt, Frank Healy on camera, WPPS TV3 Sports. Griffin Foley is going to inbound it right now as the Dogs will have possession.
Moss attacking that South Portland defense. Appear to be out in that matchup zone. A lot of talk. Pelletier, a little out of position, but he was able to recover. Matchup zone defense was very popular in Maine with Coach Bob Brown, who of course was at South Portland over 40 years ago.
Griffin Foley, he's hot from this side as well as he hits his third 3 of the night. He becomes the first dog in double figures with 11. It's 25-16.
Nice look by Foley. Step in from the corner.
Fiorini steps out. 3 for Pelletier.
Back and forth we go.
25-19. I would dare say the South Portland crowd is absolutely fired up here tonight. They certainly didn't expect to be in the state championship game with a 9-9 regular season record, but boy, they've had a run of it through this tournament.
South Portland's such a strong, powerful, traditional basketball town. They really turn out for their high school team. Tonight is no different.
Oh, what a great fake by Esposito. He goes down, though, but Teron Moss comes up with it. Oh, acrobatic move. He goes down, no call.
And they're going to say Jackson had position.
Now that hit Griffin Foley's foot.
And I believe we'll have a kick ball. The South Portland ball under their own basket.
Frankly, South Portland, a great town with they have a great marching band. Although Portland's marching band is what is playing tonight, which is wonderful.
Portland showing 2-3 zone for the first time tonight, I believe.
Fiorini in the paint. And out of it again to Pelletier with the one-handed shot. It doesn't fall. Gets his own rebound. Up and in on the hook. It doesn't fall. Goodness, folks.
And offensive
Jackson.
Rebounding is much easier against a zone than it is against man-to-man.
All ball. Joe Esposito, but there's the foul. Called on Charlie Lyle, chances are.
Nice job by number 34, Jordan Jackson, able to stay with that ball, absorb the contact, and he's going to be rewarded with an opportunity for the three-point play.
As Ben Griffin will come in for Charlie Lyle, now has 2 fouls. It's a 4-point Portland lead, folks. Make it 3.
And South Portland out very well out of halftime, as they're back to their 2-3 zone.
They are a tough team, folks.
Portland playing with 4 players outside against the zone. They're going to have to find somebody to get it inside with. And as we see Esposito into that forehill area.
Foley fakes, moves in a little closer, doesn't fall, but Ben Griffin pats it over to
And we'll have
Amir
a
and gets
foul.
fouled.
I believe it'll be against South Portland. We'll see the number. It'll be on 34, Jordan Jackson, his second, team's first in the half. We say he was on Griffin's back on that rebound.
Oh, Teron Moss, so strong to the bucket there. He saw trouble, he dribbled past it and went right up with it.
Teron Moss finally getting on the board. And see if he can get hot for the Dogs. Portland back to a man-to-man defense here.
Yeah, Bull really kind of scooting past the defense there.
And they're going to say that Portland player got a hand on that. Not sure who it is. It could be Moss or Esposito, as I think they were both the defenders on that play.
DePaulo from way downtown. It doesn't hit, but Jackson's so strong with the rebound. Up and in.
And Jackson out on fire in the second half.
His 5th point of the 3rd quarter. And that's good. Oh, goodness gracious. From up here, and we are pretty high up. It looked like it went off of Pelletier's back. But we're going to have a 30-second timeout right now. The score is 27-24. 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Frank, South Portland has just come out of here rocking and rolling.
No, definitely, Steve. That's what Millington's going to try to do with this team, is really get them to play emotionally. They're a team that, by all accounts, should not be here in this game. They're the number 4 seed. They were a 500 ball club in the regular season. But he has something going right over there across the bridge, and clearly has a good message for his team in the locker room. And for Coach Russo, he's going to have to try to get his team to weather the storm. I'm sure they were prepared to have some runs by South Portland, so for the Dogs, it's just a point of playing their game, sticking to their plan, and seeing if things will turn up as well as they do. If they execute, I think it will.
Well, we're back from the timeout here, and Portland enjoys, you can't really call it enjoying, a 3-point lead against this very tough South Portland team.
And South Portland playing their game so far.
Well, Bull close to a carry there.
We say it so often, Steve, the team that imposes its will on the other, generally speaking, will win. And I would say in this second half, that's been South Portland.
Esposito with his 2nd rebound of the game, all the way up. Charlie Lyle was fouled.
Oh, no, we're going to have an offensive
foul on him. That's his 3rd of the game, folks. The Dogs can ill afford to lose Charlie Lyle in this game. He's
we have a conference between officials down there.
Yeah, he's third on the Dogs team with 6.6 rebounds per game. The charge is confirmed.
And that foul will actually be on Griffin Foley.
Oh, goodness.
Instead of Lyle.
Well, if that is the conference, then it was well worth having, because Griffin Foley has 1, Charlie Lyle with 2.
That's definitely a break for the Bulldogs. And you see the Moss brothers in full court press mode, 2 of them. South Portland breaks it.
Now the trap. I think it could be Portland. Well, certainly, I think at that point when you're hustling after it so far, I mean, you either know that you've touched it or you're going to give the official the belief that you did.
Well, and you can't fault Moss for chasing after that ball. Definitely a play he needs to make, because if he gets possession, it's all Portland. It's a 2-on-0 break.
And that hustle is what Portland does so well. It isn't only Hassan that was on the floor tonight. The Dogs have been on the floor all year. Hassan from way downtown. Joe Esposito, so strong, up for that rebound. He's got 6.8 rebounds on the year. He's second on the team per game, I should say.
Dogs are trying to find a way to attack that 2-3.
Oh, Amir Moss, so strong, draws the foul.
I believe that will go against Jackson. We'll check for the confirmation here. And it is Jackson. Which
That's
is
his
his third. Really the first player of note in foul trouble for either team. As we see Amir Moss go to the line for 2.
Amir Moss leads the team in free throws and free throw percentage as well at 68%. Or actually, I think he's second at 58% to Tehran's 68%. And that puts Amir in double figures with 10. It's 28-24, a 4-point Portland lead. Nothing is safe here tonight as Moss hits both free throws.
And still only a 5-point lead for Portland. This Red Riot's playing tough here. Again, there's Charlie Lyle way away from the paint. And if Lyle's guarding a perimeter player for South Portland, then that's definitely a South Portland win in strategy.
Pelletier goes in unassailed. Nifty move. Straight to the bucket. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left, and there's a turnover.
And there's the little swing that South Portland's looking for, as we see Manny Hugo check into the game for the first time for a while. Portland going small against South Portland, which I guess you could say has gone small. A great hustle by Hassan, but he turns it over anyway.
Amir, oh my gosh. He galloped up the court. He had his hand just warding off a South Portland player all the way up who had him step for step, and he lays it in.
And great awareness by Moss, able to get that hand out, as you said, on the defender. Not swing it and create the offensive foul, just create enough space so he can protect himself and go in for the layup.
Griffin Foley not going to let Hassan go for that 3. Probably a wise move. We have a timeout, South Portland.
We'll have a full timeout for Millington.
That's right. With just under 2 minutes to go, it's 31-26. It's been a heck of a quarter here for Jordan Jackson, who's had 5 points, and Pelletier, who's had 5 points. They've had all of South Portland's 10 points in this quarter. Portland, on the other hand, has had 4 from Amir Moss, an important 3-point play from Griffin Foley, and Tehran getting on the board with 2 so far with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Portland, maintaining a precarious lead, Frank.
Oh, and really, that's what we're talking about here, Steve. It's which team is protecting their lead. It's right now it's South Portland 10 and Portland 9 in this quarter. As we're still at 31-26. South Portland really needs to get that sustained run.
We try to show you a little bit of the cheerleaders from both sides, but I wasn't quick enough on the uptake to direct that. But great talent on both squads. The Portland fan section is kind of going crazy here as Pelletier is ready to take the ball in. And he's got number 30, DeAndre White, back in the game.
And a great story on that Portland fan section is athletic director Rob O'Leary was able to get donations for 800 student tickets to this game.
Yeah, and that is a great basket by Bull, who's going to draw the foul from Esposito, his second of the game. And that is going to be a possibility of a three-point play. The Dogs are only up by 3 right now.
Nice take inside by Bull.
Esposito with the rebound.
Bull has certainly emerged in this tournament. Big key to the South Portland South Region Championship.
I guess South Portland is south of Portland by about a mile or 2.
I guess that's why they call it South Portland.
Manny, you go around to Griffin Foley for the 3. That one doesn't fall, and Hassan with the rebound. So 3 points away from tying the score here. The South Portland Red Riots. Charlie Lyle set to check back in for the Dogs.
Pelletier trying to post up on Hugo, but South Portland throws it away for their 11th turnover of the night.
And just as importantly as getting the turnovers, Portland has got to capitalize on these turnovers.
Oh, without a doubt, Steve. We've seen that all years. As teams throw the ball away, Portland usually turns that into quick points. In that situation, the ball goes out of bounds. They can't really run on it, but a solid offensive set could certainly get them in position to do the same thing.
So here we go, Tehran cutting through. Amir doesn't like what he sees there in terms of defense, however.
And a little matchup zone out of the 2-3. Now they'll just jump back to a traditional 2-3, I believe. Bull playing up top, utilizing his long arms.
Well, nothing doing there with Bull on Tehran. There's 8 seconds left here, folks, for the Dogs to try to get a shot off. It doesn't work. The rebound is Pelletier's. That doesn't fall. And so we're going to end the third quarter with the Dogs in front by 3, 31-28. So we're going to come back now to action here from the Cumberland County Civic Center. The last regular season fourth quarter, or season period, fourth quarter for the Dogs and the Riots.
South Portland with only a 3-point deficit here. It's a 1-possession game. In a game that by so many was, if you looked at this after the regular season, Steve, we would all say this should be a Portland blowout victory as South Portland ties it.
Goodness, a 3-pointer by Pelletier. It's 31-31. 7 minutes and 17 seconds left.
And we'll see how Portland responds. The first time they have been pushed in many games. South Portland sticking to that zone. A little matchup.
Oh, Amir. The bump and the bucket.
Definitely a favorable matchup for Amir Moss going up against the lighter Riley Hassan. Moss significantly stronger, able to withstand the contact and put it in.
Oh,
a great block by Foley.
Around the horn we go. DeAndre White as Tehran stays with him. Here's Pelletier. Watch out. He's been a tough player to deal with this half.
And nobody stepped in to take control there, Steve. And 3 Bulldogs sitting under the basket, and nobody stepped up and got some contact on him.
33-33. It's going to be a Portland timeout with 6 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this contest. This game is way, way, way too close. You can't get any closer than a tie score with 6 minutes and 11 seconds left, Frank.
Well, it's certainly as advertised in this game, Steve. Class AA final. We should be looking at the best game of the year, and I think we have it so far.
I don't think there's any question about it. You make a really, really good point. I'd say up to this point, the best game that we saw in the tournament certainly was Deering Oxford Hills, which was just a tremendous game for Deering. We watched that. We didn't call it. Henry Gio, our station manager, and Seth Gio, his son, called that game. But I guess it's Larry Bird to Larry Bird right now. 33-33.
Threes are wild on the scoreboard.
If it was 9s and 3s, we'd be playing baseball.
Portland going with a smaller lineup here. Foley, Esposito, Moss, and Hugo.
Hugo inside to Amir.
Great look by Manny Hugo to find Amir.
What you find so often with the Bulldogs is if one player is down, Amir will beat you inside. Another player is down, Esposito or Foley will beat you outside. Jandre White with Hugo all over him is Pelletier for another 3. And Amir with the rebound. And he's got a break here on the right side, the outlet to Tehran. Oh my gosh, doesn't fall.
Can't get it to fall as Fiorini corrals the rebound. Tehran really needs to go up a little stronger. He is giving up a lot of height there.
It's a 2-point Dogs lead, 35-33, and a steal. Griffin Foley dives. Another dive by Esposito.
And South Portland able to withhold that. And we're going to have a foul on Foley with a collision at midcourt. And Steve, that's what you like to see. You like to see players sacrificing the body in a state championship situation, diving for every loose ball, as they know this is 5 minutes and 7 seconds until their season's over, win or loss.
Well, here we go now. Pelletier on the outside. So,
nice cut inside by Fiorini.
That will tie the score again, 35-35. We're under 5 minutes. If they say the last 5 minutes of a basketball game are the most exciting, here we are, 35-35. Amir Moss up and in.
Amir Moss with all 6 of Portland's points in the fourth quarter.
And only 1 foul. Tribute really to both of these teams, but also to the officiating.
Oh, without a doubt. They're letting the players decide this game. As Fiorini with a long-range 3.
Oh, my gosh. It's 38-37. The Red Riots have a 1-point lead with 4 minutes and 7 seconds left.
And for Portland here, they have to stay relaxed. They don't have to panic and rush a shot. Getting a high-quality shot is more important than getting one up quickly.
Tehran's 3 doesn't fall, and DiPaolo gets the rebound. Hassan for 3. Bull gets the rebound.
Blocked by Lyle.
By Lyle again. Fiorini hesitates, doesn't fall, and Amir Moss with the rebound.
Oh, what a... we're going to have an offensive foul against Moss. Riley Hassan setting up inside, and Moss just cleaned him out. South Portland crowd initially reacting to the block from Fiorini.
You know, it looks at second blush like it's a pretty good call, and Fiorini doesn't get credit for that monster block.
And Hassan really set Moss up.
Oh my gosh, that's a foul by Maniugo.
Not necessarily an aggressive foul, but more one of just maybe lack of awareness of where he is on the court and playing hard. Nothing wrong with that. Although that is Portland's 6th team foul, so the next whistle against the Dogs will result in free throws for South Portland unless it's an offensive foul.
Red Riot still with a 1-point lead. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left. 38-37 is the score. Fiorini to Bull.
I believe we're going to have an offensive foul as Hugo took a page out of Hassan's book and set up Bull.
His first foul of the game, Rui Bull. Well, we're going to have a timeout, South Portland, a full timeout. It's 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 38-37 is the score, a 1-point Portland lead. Oh my goodness, Frank.
And what a matchup we have. 3 minutes left, fourth quarter. We're looking at a 1-point game here, Steve. It doesn't get any better than this.
You know, it really doesn't. Stepping up so far in this second half, far and away, Amir Moss has taken this himself. He's got 6 points this quarter. He had 4 the last quarter. It's 19 points so far, with the most important 3 minutes of the season yet to come.
Well, and for Moss, it's really a point where he's a senior captain. The old adage goes, big-time players make big-time plays. And so we'll see what the Dogs and Amir Moss can do as they come out of this timeout.
I'm not sure who did call that timeout.
I believe it was Portland's timeout.
Portland's timeout, because Portland has the ball.
Although I believe the scoreboard has gone up on the number of timeouts South Portland has. So
Maniugo for 3. Doesn't hit, but underneath is Amir Moss fighting and fighting.
And that'll be South Portland ball. Moss unable to come down with it. As we're going to see Russo go to his traditional 2-2-1 trapping zone.
The big man Pelletier gets it over pretty quickly. Dishes it off to DePaulo. Under 3 minutes left now. 38-37 is the score. Hassan to Pelletier, left open. Bull. Amir. And Amir wins that battle.
Moss really fighting for that rebound.
His 10th of the night, at least. Up and in, goes down, but the bucket goes in.
Great take inside by Amir, as we now have a Portland lead again.
39-38, rock'em sock'em, back and forth basketball here in the Cross Insurance Arena. Hassan for 3.
Hassan
all
alone
open.
in the corner.
Bull with the rebound. Fiorini fouled by Esposito.
We'll have a foul underneath, and it'll be 1-1 for South Portland. I believe that is on Esposito. It will be his 3rd, and it is. So we'll have Fiorini, the lacrosse commit, going to the line with a chance to put the Riots on top again.
Hits the first one to tie it. The Portland crowd, while large, is somewhat subdued tonight.
Well, and South Portland, on the other hand, as we said earlier, really a team that travels well, whether it's a 5-mile ride or a 55-mile ride.
The rebound goes to Maniugo as Tehran gets it off up pretty quickly, rather, and now Joe Esposito will set something up.
Esposito pulling it out. I wonder if is Russo going to hold this ball for one shot until South Portland comes out to defend? Here comes Pelletier out. And he is. Russo is definitely trying to slow this down. forcing the Red Riots defense to come way out in that zone.
What an interesting turn of events. Portland High School trying to slow down a game.
Well, with no shot clock in the state of Maine, Portland could hold this ball until the buzzer sounds. We still have 73 seconds on the clock. And no sign of an attack yet from this Bulldogs team.
Oh my gosh. Mini Hugo was taken down, it looked like, from here. And now we have a foul instead of a jump ball.
What a turn of events we have. Portland seeming to take all the momentum out of this South Portland team. And we'll have a holding foul against Amir Moss for his third. And Fiorini will make the walk to the other end of the floor for 1-1. And you have to wonder, Steve, whether Joe Russo is going to wish he had those seconds back on the clock here. Fiorini gives the Red Riots the lead.
Well, we have under a minute now, and it's a 2-point South Portland lead, 41-39.
When Russo has the ball in the hands of his go-to guy, Moss, he gets it to fall.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points for Amir Moss this quarter. It's a tie game, and now South Portland turnabout here, as maybe they're going to hold on for the last shot.
South Portland really wants a good shot here.
Ball,
and they have it inside. And we'll have a foul on Teron Moss as he was going for the strip. Fiorini back to the line, 1-1. And we'll have a timeout on the floor.
And we'll take one too with 24 seconds left, and the tie score 41-41. So there are 24 seconds left, and the person that you don't want to see at the line is at the line if you're a Portland fan, Jack Fiorini.
And pressure situation for Fiorini. He will be a D1 athlete this time next year.
This time he doesn't hit it, and Charlie Lyle gets the all-important rebound.
And you got to wonder if Russo's going to take a timeout or what his team play through here.
He knew what he wanted. Joe Esposito called it. 16.8 seconds left. And now, as we leave the camera running with Frank Healy, tie score, 16.8 seconds. You know, what do you tell your team in that huddle?
Well, I would say Russo's drawing up what he wants for that final shot. By my tally, I believe Russo has one more timeout, so he can theoretically stop the clock again if he doesn't like what he has. But he's definitely going to draw something up. My guess would be for Amir Moss, who has been carrying the team in the second half here. He's the hot hand. You got to go to him. And in the other huddle, Millington certainly should be expecting that. He should be expecting Amir to handle the ball. And it'll be interesting to see who he brings out to defend against Moss when he inevitably attacks the basket.
Well, you make a really good point. If you want to talk about the hot hand, there are 10 points in this quarter by Amir Moss. However, there are 10 points by the Bulldogs altogether in this quarter. They're all by Amir Moss. 41-41 is the score. 16.8 seconds left in the last regulation quarter of this season.
It'll be interesting to see if Russo goes for something off the inbound or if he decides he wants to pull it out and hold for one. And the inbound play itself may determine that. If he has his first option, he may go for it. If not, my guess is he has a secondary option that he'll go to.
Amir comes out and grabs the ball.
It will be Moss.
To Teron Moss. Joe Esposito fakes out to Teron.
5 seconds on the clock.
We're going to have overtime, folks. There will be overtime. Oh my goodness, Frank.
Well, and very lucky there. That easily could have been an offensive foul on Amir Moss. The officials wisely letting the players decide the game rather than whistling that and giving South Portland the ball with a second on the clock.
So we're going to have a jump ball here, the first overtime, 4 minutes.
Belisle and Bowl again.
And Fiorini controls.
Portland retaining the ever-important possession arrow.
Oh, Pelletier's going to take it. He's left alone. But Charlie Lyle is going to come up with it. And, you know, the key to, I think, tonight's game is really how South Portland has been hitting those outside shots.
Oh, without a doubt. The better you shoot from the outside, the more honest you have to keep the defense. Defense can't pack it in.
Amir finds a lane, goes through, and he gets fouled.
And we'll see what the call is. I believe it's on 35 Hassan, but we'll wait from the signal from the official. And it will be on Hassan.
His first. He's money.
And these are the situations where you really need that senior leadership from Moss. Able to keep his composure. He has been here before. Literally and figuratively.
Well, that's right. He's played in 3 state championship games. Won 1, lost 1, and here tonight in overtime with a 2-point lead, 43-41. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first overtime. Oh gosh, off the rim, but a little wild there, but Fiorini stops, shoots, doesn't hit, and John Williams with the rebound.
Big rebound there for Portland to limit South Portland's shots.
And he reaches around Pelletier with his long arms and gets it off to Tehran. .239 left in overtime.
John Williams playing some important minutes here. Russo showing his trust in Williams, the veteran senior.
A very important series here for the Dogs because if they can, or possession here for the Dogs, if they can score, it's a 2-possession game.
Apollo going for the steal there. Moss can't make him pay. As we'll have a South Portland foul on number 3, Sam DePaulo.
Team foul number 5 only.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see South Portland go for another quick foul here. Maybe get Portland into the bonus where another foul would be a potential change of possession. And they do. As Pelletier with the reach on Esposito. 6-team foul for South Portland. I believe only the first for Pelletier.
And that really speaks volumes about that young man. What a great game he's had tonight.
Pelletier, senior captain for South Portland, rising to the occasion.
With only 1 foul so far. It's the 2-point Portland lead, 43-41, just under 2 minutes left to play.
Both teams will be very deliberate in this overtime. Possessions are at a premium with only 4 minutes total on the clock, and we're already down under 2. As evidence right there, that's a shot that Williams typically takes, but he gives it up.
Way over to the other side to Williams. Here's Joe Esposito with a spin move in the middle, up, and it doesn't fall. And Bull has the rebound.
And nearly loses it there for a second. South Portland able to regain composure.
Well, it's a 2-point Portland lead with 1:22 left. This has been a chess match. Oh, Bull with those long arms up and in to tie it up. 1:07 left, 43-43. Folks, take your nitro because this is one exciting game.
And certainly a barn burner here, Steve. Portland being very patient here, looking for their shot. They had it with Esposito earlier, but he was unable to convert in the paint. And we're under 30 seconds to play.
Now a little mix-up there. The South Portland crowd was all over that. But here's Tehran.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Russo. There he is with a timeout. 15 seconds to play. Russo is going to try to draw up another final play for the Bulldogs as we're tied.
There is a man who has been here before, multiple state championships. It's all about team with him.
Russo, a coach who has won and lost in the state championship game. So he has been here, I believe, in 99, 2004, both victories, 2007, a loss to Bangor, and then the last 2 years with a win over Hampden Academy in this building and last year's loss to Hampden Academy at the Augusta Civic Center. On the other side, Kevin Millington began his coaching career at Wyndham. He has never won a regional title. He goes to the more basketball-rich South Portland, and in 1 year, he's right here in the state championship.
I mean, and that also speaks volumes about that program, the athletes in it, and Kevin and Coach Millington. It's got to, because you don't just go 9-9 and do that well and just knock it around in the tournament like he's done without a heck of a lot of coaching ability and talent on your team.
And definitely a matchup of two of the best coaches in the area, Russo and Millington, each coaching at their alma maters. Each have a lot more invested in this game than just a simple win or loss.
Griffin Foley will inbound the ball. We get it to Tehran. Tehran now with 13 seconds left in the first overtime.
10 high screen from Lyle. Tehran takes the last shot. Won't fall. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. DePaula watches it, and it hits front rim. We will go to a second overtime.
Get out.
I'm sorry, Steve. That was too exciting for me to let you call.
Get out, folks. It's 43-43. We'll have another 4-minute overtime coming up. Okay, Frank, we're back. I just don't know. This is so exciting.
Unbelievable. As for the third time this game, we'll have Lyle and Bull at center court to tip it off.
Almost makes you wonder
4-minute overtime.
Almost makes you wonder why they don't jump it up at the start of the second half.
It's just so much fun.
Well, South Portland controls the jump. Hassan from beyond the three, and he hits it.
Oh, the big shot from Riley Hassan. Definitely a momentum shift for South Portland.
Yep, 46-43. Griffin Foley. He's got Pelletier on him. Oh, into Charlie Lyle. Hard, up, and in. A 1-point South Portland lead, 46-45. Nice effort, reminiscent of the Charlie Lyle of last year's tournament.
Very calmly laying it up off the glass, taking the feed from Griffin Foley. In South Portland here, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to bleed some clock. Possessions, definitely a premium. We only had 2-2 was the overtime score in the first overtime. Already 3-2 here.
Wow, Esposito gives up so many inches to Fiorini, but he's pound for pound just as tough.
And Joe Russo, my guess would be Joe Russo has a time on the clock where he would start the foul. And you certainly can't allow the Red Riots to take too many seconds off.
Amir Moss with his 11th rebound of the evening with a chance to put the Dogs in front. It doesn't hit, and Bull gets the rebound.
We're under 2.5 to play.
Not quite enough oomph.
And we'll have a timeout for Kevin Millington.
Yeah, it'll be a 30-second timeout now. 46-45. The Red Riots with a 1-point lead and possession of the ball.
A very key situation for them.
I guess they've converted it to a full timeout now.
And that's all he has left by my tally. Just full timeouts. And I believe he still has 1 or 2. He does have 2. My apologies, Steve.
My goodness.
For Millington, he's going to try to get something drawn up here where he can isolate the ball, keep it away from the Portland defenders, and be able to take time off that clock. Russo, on the other hand, may have to trap out of this timeout, try to force a turnover, get possession again, and if not, he definitely has a time where he knows he has to go to the foul game to put South Portland on the line.
And you just wonder where that is. In some ways, you almost hope it's sooner than later, because we saw what happened after at the end of the regulation when too much time was taken off the clock.
Oh, exactly. Russo still has 2 timeouts of his own remaining, so still a good situation where you can have a timeout on the floor going out of bounds, for example, and still have one for him to reserve for himself. Charlie Lyle has left the game in favor of John Williams.
Well, the Dogs, the Riots bring it way out.
Williams overplaying Pelletier.
Amir Moss with a steal.
Steal.
And here comes Griffin Foley to Teron. Up.
Teron gets it. He go to the line for the 3-point play.
Oh my goodness, Frank.
What an unbelievable turn of events we have here.
A 1-point Portland lead, 47-46. The Portland fans were on their feet.
Teron with a chance for a 3-point play, and he converts it.
Well, only 5 points in tonight's game, but none more important than those last 3 for Teron Moss. It's 48-46 with 2 minutes left.
Both Moss brothers coming up big in overtime.
This kid Hassan impresses too, and Fiorini.
Fiorini gives South Portland the lead.
It's 49-48, a minute 45 left. Oh, nice fake by Griffin Foley.
Loses it. A minute 30 with a Portland turnover. Their 12th. It's 12-12 in the turnover battle. We have a jump ball, and it will be Portland's possession arrow.
Amir Moss, heads up play.
Very important to know there, Steve. Portland had the possession arrow on the jump ball. Now it'll switch to South Portland. So for the Dogs, if they're in that situation with the Riots going after their ball, they may look to take a timeout instead of taking their chances with either the arrow, the call, or the non-call.
A minute 24 left. It's a 1-point South Portland lead, 49-48. Here comes Amir, spins up and in. Folks, there's no way to even just, what can you say? Nothing based on that shot. Just watch it, enjoy it. It's a 1-point Portland lead, 50-49. Fourth quarter and the 2 overtimes have been the Amir Moss show with Teron in for good measure. Riley Hassan. Not
big rebound for Esposito.
It's a 1-point Portland
South
lead.
Portland has to foul here. They can't let Portland take too much time off the clock. We're down under 40 seconds. And there's the foul on Bull.
I may not have agreed with everything tonight, but these referees do impress, Frank. They impress immensely. They're heads up on the game, they're heads up on the calls, and their restraint at times.
Excellent selection with McInnes, Soroy, and Neto in this game. As Esposito hits a very big free throw.
As the fans say, thank you, Joe Esposito. Joe can force a 3-point play for the Red Riots, the necessity of a 3-point play if he hits this, and he does. Cool as a cucumber. 52-49 is the score. There's 29 seconds left.
We'll have a timeout for Millington as he will drop his final seconds strategy.
I just saw Ethan Hoyt give one of his teammates a pat on the back, and I thought he was going to go through the roof. That kid Ethan Hoyt is so strong.
He is a bundle of energy.
And he is so enthusiastic too. And every single player on this Portland team is a cog in the wheel. We don't even know what they do, in practices, how they match up, how hard they work. But every player is a role player, and nobody is better at picking roles, understanding them, and using his players in those roles as is Joe Russo.
Russo, veteran coach. He knows how to play his players. He knows how to play in tournament situations. And as we saw tonight, he's really tested the waters with a couple players, with Williams and Hugo and Fonseca early. Really going with the players who played best in those situations.
So Matt Pelletier will inbound it right now.
You have to wonder if South Portland is going to go for broke off the inbound play, or if he's going to draw something up from the top of the key.
Oh, Joe Esposito and Fiorini going at it. Bull bumps, shoots, it doesn't score. Griffin Foley with the rebound. Oh my gosh.
They have to get the ball over here as we have a foul. Amir Moss is fouled with 6 seconds left.
Well, probably it had to be done. I'm not sure if they realized how close they really were to the violation.
There will be foul on Bull.
Oh.
And we'll have a timeout from Millington. As we see in football, Steve, you sometimes see the head coach try to ice the kicker. Millington trying to ice Amir Moss here on those free throws.
Oh my goodness, folks. It's 52-49, 6.6 seconds left. You spoke of a barn burner, and it really has been. I mean, this has just been one of the most exciting games in I dare say, in the history. I can say in the history of Class AA basketball.
This is most definitely, Steve, the most exciting Class AA basketball final that we have ever seen.
Because, folks, it's the first one ever.
And South Portland definitely with a penchant of playing multiple overtime games in this venue. As we referenced earlier, their last state championship win was an improbable 5 overtime victory over Bangor, with Bangor being the heavy favorite. We'll see if South Portland has one more miracle across the bridge. As Amir Moss will go to the line for, I dare say, the biggest free throws of his life.
Well, one of them makes it a 2-possession game.
And we'll have a timeout, Joe Russo. And he will take a 60-second timeout. Well, confusion from the South Portland bench. McGinn is communicating the timeout call to Millington's staff. My guess would be that Millington wasn't expecting to see a player like Fonseca come out of that timeout. He was probably looking for a Lyle to come out there and get his hands on a rebound. So maybe a change in strategy, but Millington very quick to break his huddle, as Russo likes to take a little bit of time in his timeouts. We've seen at times he comes out a little late, so to avoid that, he's going to say his piece. Right now, he'll have 120 seconds worth of timeout instead of the regular 60.
The Portland crowd, a student crowd, is pretty wild. They have pictures of let's see. I see Ben Griffin, Griffin Foley, Joe Russo, and Joe Esposito.
I think I see. Is that a Charlie Lyle on the left-hand side?
Charlie Lyle on the left-hand side as well. So really,
I'd like to know what student ran off the giant head of Joe Russo. That will most certainly make an appearance sometime in school.
He is such a great, humble man as well. That's the irony of the big head of Joe Russo. He doesn't really have one. So, folks, as we say, and as Frank has said, these free throws so important for Portland.
Making one would seal this game.
And Bull with the rebound.
We'll have a foul on the floor with 0.2 seconds left. As Riley Hassan and Griffin Foley with a vicious collision right in front of the scorer's table, and Hassan is still down.
So we're going to let Hassan get tended to, and we are going to take a timeout here. So Riley Hassan has been taken off the floor, and he looks like he may have hit his head on the floor.
We will have 2 free throws for a player from South Portland.
And who gets to, I'm not sure who gets to select it.
I believe Millington decides in a foul. Russo decides in an ejection. I could be making that up, but either way, we're going to have Matt Pelletier.
I don't even see who got the foul.
I believe it was Griffin Foley, which would make that 3 for him, and it is. So 2 shots for Pelletier. We have 0.2 seconds on the clock. So it will not be Pelletier, it will be DeAndre White.
And what's going to happen here, it seems to me, is that he's going to try to make the first one, and he's going to probably throw it off the backboard for the second.
Well, and that second shot has to hit something. And for South Portland to tie this game, they will need a tip-in, because 0.2 seconds, I do not believe is enough time to possess the ball and take a shot. So look for Bo and Fiorini to try to get a jump in there, sky, and tap it in off a miss.
And it's a Portland win. Portland High School, Maine State Class AA champions. 52-50. Oh my goodness, folks. What a game. What a year and what a game, Frank.
And when it mattered most, Amir Moss carried his team in the fourth quarter and overtime. This is a game that these players will remember forever on either side. A bitter loss for South Portland, but either way, Steve, a valiant effort from both teams, playing through 2 overtimes and playing really down to the last 0.2 of a second.
You know, you're going to see a lot of hugs here in this handshake because that's the kind of game this was.
Coach Russo taking a moment to congratulate every South Portland player as he shakes hands with the South Portland staff. Russo and Millington embracing at half court. A tremendous game, a tremendous way to end the season here. And as they'll bring the gold ball out, the Portland players are ascending the ladder to cut down the nets.
Get out your attention as Center Court. The Maine State Football Association will be making the awards presentation.
Both communities should be proud of your efforts in reaching tonight's game, as you are both champions. This entire Class AA tournament has been characterized by excellent individual efforts, outstanding team performances, and exemplary sportsmanship. It's a true accomplishment for each of you to be playing here today. At this time, would Kevin Millington, the head coach at South Portland High School, and his assistants Dave Cousins, Brendan Solway, Nick Costin, please come forward to help present individual awards to team members. Starting out with the team managers, Ryan Porter. Jack Vos Gimble. Sophomores, Liam Coyne. Riley Hassan.
So Riley Hassan has recovered enough to be able to
Noah
pick up the runner-up award from his team.
Juniors, Ray Cole.
We ended with the best one. The book ended beautiful. That was awesome.
Cameron Diley. DeAndre White. Seniors, Drew Abramson. Thomas Hodgkins. Jordan Jackson. Mike Kilmartin. Joe Mutombo. Tri-Captain Sam DePaulo. Tri-Captain Jack Fiorini. Tri-Captain Matt Pelletier. At this time, would the captains from South Portland High School please come forward? On behalf of the Maine Principals Association, we would like to present to you this plaque emblematic of the Class AA State Runners-Up for 2016. Congratulations on a great season. At this time, would Joe Russo, the head coach at Portland High School, and his assistants Joe Giordano, Jeff Hogan, Carmine Rumo, and Hope Gammons, please come forward to help present individual awards to team members. Starting out with freshman Pedro Fonseca. Trey Malou. Simon Chadbourne. Sophomores Quinn Clark. Emmanuel Yugu. Ben Fisher. Ethan Hoyt. Ryan Moss. Griffin Foley. Juniors, John Bento. Charles Lyle. Seniors, Ben Griffin. John Williams. Co-captain Joe Esposito. Co-captain Amir Moss. At this time, we would ask Coach Russo to please come forward to accept tonight's game ball. And would the captains from Portland High School please come forward. On behalf of the Maine Principal Association, it's our pleasure to present to you the gold ball, emblematic of Class AA state champions of 2016. Congratulations on an outstanding season.
Amir, we had the opportunity to speak at the beginning of the season. You spoke about how you have a great team effort, and you're not really a team of individuals. You talked about playing with your brother. You talked again about playing with your brother in Augusta. But of all, being a team player is really great, and this is such a great team, but boy, did you step it up in the fourth quarter. But when it really is big, when we need somebody to come up big, you really came up big tonight. What motivated you to score 27 points in this huge game?
Just having it be my last game, I wanted to go out on top. I saw the game was close, and Coach made sure the ball got in my hands most of the time, and whatever play we ran, the ball just kept getting to me, and they kept finding me, so I tried to put it in the basket.
I have to ask you this. We here at WPPS certainly think that you are the most valuable player on the most valuable team in the state. You showed it in your scoring, you showed it in your rebounding this year, and the way you handle the ball, the way you handle yourself. Did you have any extra motivation by, for example, not being nominated as Mr. Basketball or getting MVP in the tournament in Augusta where many people thought you deserved it?
Nope, not really. Just my only motivation was to win the gold ball and do it for my teammates. That was my motivation from day one. So that's what I kept with. Those accolades and up in Augusta, it doesn't really faze me.
I have to tell you that in the fourth quarter, you were the only Bulldog scorer. You had 6, 8, 10 points. You were the only scorer in the first overtime as well, and then you had 2 for good measure. Just really an all-round great effort. Congratulations on your state championship.
Thank you.
We're going to step in now with Coach Russo. Thanks a lot, Amir. Because what a game tonight.
Yeah, there's almost no words for this game, for not just because it was a close game and unbelievable finish and having the lead and getting extra shots and then not having the lead in the last overtime. Yeah, there's no words to describe that. We had a game similar to this, of course, back a few years with Ralph Mims, and it was just as crazy. But this one, it was even more special because we had to beat a team that was in our league, that we already played twice. We already beat them twice. So it was like we had all the pressure on us. I mean, just SP making it here they should be commended for that turnaround. So they're champions for just making it tonight. We had nowhere to go except we had to win. And the kids had that look in their eye for a minute. I looked at them, kept saying, we don't have to beat them by 30 again. We just have to win by 1. Hang in there, and you need a defensive stop. Especially that last time out, when I said, we haven't got a tip or deflection yet, and we got that steal, and that to come down and get that little layup. And that helped. That was critical. SP did a tremendous job. We pretty much had to use everything against them because our pressure, zone pressure was good. Our man-man pressure obviously was pretty damn good considering the size advantage they had and the way that our kids had to play interior defense against guys giving up 6, 8 inches. So we knew that was to their advantage, but something, we couldn't stop it. We just had to dig down deep. And Joey and those guys played great D interior. And then in the offensive end, we've been a team all year. But we also knew who our better players are in terms of crunch time, senior leadership. So we just kept getting the ball. We had 3 or 4 plays, and we kept calling him his plays. He had to make the plays. We just called him, and he did it. So all the credit goes to him, man.
At the end of the regulation, it seemed like you were holding the ball for the last shot from just about the 3-minute point.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. It was like I'm thinking. And it only worked out because we won, but I could have been the go to this thing. But I'm thinking because of they control the tempo, I didn't want them to have the ball at the end with a chance to win. So I was more prepared to hold the ball and either win or go into overtime. I didn't want it to be the other way around because they did a great job holding the ball. They had size advantage. They have 3 good shooters. They're actually a very good team. They're very, very, very good. New coach, they probably had some hiccups, but they deserve to be here tonight. So I didn't want to be in that spot, so I held it. And unfortunately, we didn't get it done in regulation in the first overtime. Had 2 good looks, but I felt better doing that than being on the other end because, they missed a shot. They were rebounding well. It wouldn't have worked out, I don't think.
Well, Coach Russo, the last 3 years, 2 championships out of the last 3 years. Really, you are just to be commended. You got the monkey off your back in Augusta. You brought out the best in all of your players, as you do time and time again. You find which players are the role players. And in the end, though, it was Amir Moss tonight.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it any better. We've been a team all year. And we have a couple options. Amir, we got Joey. Griff Foley kept us in the game early with his shooting, but when it came to crunch time, I'm saying I'm going down with Amir, and he did it for us last year in that Deering game, And Amir had a great year. He's made the McDonald's team, so he'll have even though isn't still not one of the 3 finalists, but he could have been one. He was the MVP in the Northern Regional, in our opinion. But he doesn't. He moves on. He's got some college stuff to take care of, and he'll have a great career.
We saw a lot of recruiters, in fact, speaking with him in Augusta. He is really a lights-out player and a great young man.
Yeah, he's been very easy to coach because of the way he is. He's going to be real difficult to see him leave. It's going to take 8 guys to replace him, to tell you the truth.
And not to make this a senior banquet, but you're also saying goodbye to several other tremendous seniors this year, and Ben Griffin and Griffin Foley, and Joey Esposito as well, and John Williams.
All those seniors, they didn't get as many minutes, but they all helped. John Williams gave us some nice minutes tonight when we had to control the tempo. Benny gave us some good minutes down low, and Amir and Joey are just really 2 incredible athletes that just compete, and they never give up. They're really 2 incredible guys.
Coach, we want to congratulate you on your first state Class AA championship.
Thank you.
Good night. Well, we're joined here again by Mike Hoffer with the student section behind us. A 2-point win. What is up?
This is one of the great games you'll ever see. I mean, you can't script this kind of drama. And I know this is a Portland television station, but you've got to tip your cap to the city across the bridge. Unbelievable effort by South Portland. No one gave them a chance coming in here. 25 days ago, they lost at home by 30 points to Portland. To make this a game just speaks to how incredible an effort they had, and they had taken it into overtime and into a second overtime. It's hard to come up with words for it, but Portland, as true champions do, they found a way to win a game that several different times looked like it might be slipping away. They're valiant champions, they're deserving champions, but boy, is South Portland ever 1A.
Oh my goodness, they sure are. I mean, it was a tremendous game for South Portland tonight. Matt Pelletier and Jack Fiorini with 12, Roy Bull with 14. Even the scoring really doesn't tell the whole story. But on the other hand, what really does tell the story is, although Portland is very much a team player, Amir Moss was lights out in the fourth quarter and in the overtimes.
Well, big-time players make big-time plays, Steve. I think I probably said that 12 times on the broadcast, but it's worth repeating again. With Amir Moss, 27 huge points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, putting the team on his back when it mattered the most.
Folks, and also scoring coming up big tonight, Griffin Foley with 11 strong points here tonight, and Joey Esposito with some important points, and really just an all-around great effort. Charlie Lyle with some important blocks early in the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone did a little bit of something, but just like last year's playoff win against Deering, when Portland had to have a basket, Amir Moss with that beautiful spin move and finish put him ahead to stay, and Portland did barely enough to hold on. It even came down to that free throw with 0.2 seconds left, because had South Portland tipped it in, we would have gone to a third overtime. It just didn't happen.
Folks, we've been blessed here at WPPS TV3 Sports to be able to cover the last 4 state championship games. Deering won it all, then Portland won it all in an undefeated 22-0 season. Portland came up just short last year in Augusta against Hampton Academy, and tonight they were lights out when it mattered most at the end against a very valiant South Portland Red Riot team. So the Portland Bulldogs are victorious here in the Cross Insurance Arena, formerly the Cumberland County Civic Center, and Joe Russo has another state championship. It's another gold ball for the Bulldogs. We want to thank you very much, Mike, for being with us.
My pleasure, my honor. I mean, you can't ask for a better way to end the season. I wish it were November, December already to start up another one. What a joy it was to be a part of this, and thank you for having me.
Well, we really, it was such a pleasure to have you. Frank Healy on camera, you've done a great job all year, and I can just not say my analyst, but really one of my close friends, Frank Myatt. You know, we just met this year. You've added so much richness to our broadcast, so much knowledge, and just all to the good. It's been a great, great season, Frank.
Well, thank you, Steve. It's been a blast. It really brings me back to covering basketball, sport I really enjoy watching, enjoy covering, with, in my opinion, the best play-by-play man in the state.
Well, you're very kind. Folks, that's it here from the Cross Insurance Arena. The Portland Bulldogs are victorious 52-50. They are the Maine State Class AA champions. Good night.